Hart fans, Butch Hartman here. I am so glad all of you are here with me. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button down below. That helps everything become so much better in the world. I really appreciate it. Okay, one interesting story, at least I think it's interesting, hopefully you will too. It's a cool story about Mr. Crocker. Now everyone knows Mr. Denzel Crocker from the Fairly Odd Parents, Turner! Timmy's crazy psychotic teacher. He's obsessed with fairies, lives with his mother, voiced by the amazing Carlos L. Izraqui. Character would not be the same without Carlos L. Izraqui. What an amazing genius voice guy he is. That character didn't initially start as a Fairly Odd Parents character. Mr. Crocker actually was designed and conceived for a whole nother show that I was working on. What's that, Butch? Surely you jest. You worked on another show? I actually did. I developed a few other shows before I did Fairly Odd Parents. I was really in a mode of coming up with show ideas back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and instead of just coming up with drawings of things, I would actually come up with stories. I'd come up with a character and build a whole story around them. And that's what I was doing with Timmy Turner at the time. I came up with Timmy Turner, and then added Wanda, his fairy godmother, then added Cosmo in there, then Vicky, and had them turn into fish and other creatures and objects and things, and that's where Fairly Odd Parents came from. So see, just designing one character could sometimes lead to an entire show coming out of it. In fact, Mr. Crocker came out slightly before the Fairly Odd Parents did. I first conceived of Fairly Odd Parents in about 1997, late 97, and I conceived this other show with Mr. Crocker in it probably in late 1996. It was called, ready? Barnaby's Bug. It was about a kid skateboarding down the street, and he sees another boy trying to like burn a bug with his magnifying glass. This kid's going down the street on his skateboard, and he knocks the kid away who's hurting the bug, and so the bug owes the hero kid his life, and the kid's name is Barnaby, and of course the bug becomes Barnaby's Bug. The bug is kind of a New York kind of a bug. Hey kid, look, you saved my life. I'm gonna help you with your life. Obviously your life is pathetic. I'm gonna take care of you, kid. I'm gonna show you the ropes. So the bug decides to help Barnaby have a better life, and so the bug is very street smart, and Barnaby's kind of a naive kid, and so the bug kind of shows Barnaby what kind of awesome life he can have. And Mr. Crocker was Barnaby's teacher at his school, who suspected that Barnaby had this crazy bug and wanted to get a hold of the bug who could talk and think like a human, and wanted to expose Barnaby and his bug for the freaks of nature that they were. Mr. Crocker's always had that within him. No matter what show I had him in, he always wanted to expose a kid and his secret friend, the scientifically unbelievable, the supernatural or whatever, and that's kind of where that came from. Another fun fact alert! The town of Dimsdale wasn't initially designed for Fairly Odd Parents either. The town of Dimsdale was originally conceived for, that's right, Barnaby's Bug again. So in Barnaby's Bug, we had the town of Dimsdale and Mr. Crocker. Now Mr. Crocker is a very uniquely designed character. If you look at Mr. Crocker, he needs some work if he wants to, like, you know, look a little better in life. I mean, you know, he's got this hump on his back, he's got a caved in chest, he's got arms that are too long, just a teensy bit of hair, none in the back, he's got these crazy glasses that are kind of Coke bottle-y. But there's one aspect of Crocker that's extremely unique. It's a little troubling if you really want to think about it. His ear, supposed to be on the side of his head, has somehow slid down to his neck. Now in Fairly Odd Parents, the reason Mr. Crocker's ear is on his neck is because we did an episode called A Secret Origin of Denzel Crocker many years ago, and in that episode we learned, years before Timmy Turner got Cosmo on, that Denzel Crocker had them when he was a kid.
I don't know how I'd be able to bear it if it weren't for you two. Cosmo and Wanda!
But then when he lost Cosmo and Wanda at the end of that episode, his hump grew on his back and his hair got shorter and his ear slid down his neck. Now that's the reason in the show. The reason I designed Crocker to look that way was because, drum roll, I just thought it was funny.
Well, it's not like I didn't see that coming.
So then, oh, hang on. Hello?
Howdy, I'm riding this here bull. I don't think I'm gonna be on very long.
Okay, partner, how can I help?
I want to make a website so I can put the video up.
No problem. By using Squarespace, we can make an awesome website for you to upload your video footage lickety-split. It's an all-in-one platform. There's no plugins, no patches, no updates, ever. It's flexible for any kind of website.
No fooling.
There's certainly no fooling here, Mr. Cowboy. I made myself an awesome website where I can share my drawings, art tips, and other stuff I'm interested in. It's super fast, super fun, and super cool.
So a cowpoke like me can do one too?
You are darn tootin'. Squarespace is even offering my viewers 10% off your first purchase with them.
Okay, when this bull throws me off, I'm totally doing this.
And I can help you take care of that. Just go to squarespace.com/Butch or click the link in the description.
Thank you, Butch Hartman and Squarespace. Yeehaw!
No problem, rootin' tootin' cowboy. I love helping rootin' tootin' cowboys. and so does Squarespace. Okay, anyway. So when I moved the character of Mr. Crocker from Barnaby's Bug over to Fairly Odd Parents, we had to start giving him kind of a backstory. Because that's when you really create a very rich character. A character with a history. A character who has some character, basically. Not only was he a teacher, but he was a failed teacher. Does he have a wife? Does he have kids? No, he lives with his mom. That's, we thought that was pretty funny. He's always obsessed with Timmy's fairies because why? Because he had fairies of his own as a kid. You always respond to the characters first. I can point to a million movies out there that look fantastic, but the characters might not be the greatest, and so you don't remember that movie as much. But even low-budget movies with great characters in them, people really respond to them well. Don't lose good characters just because the idea itself doesn't move forward. There might be elements in the idea you can pick out of there and put in your brand new idea. And you might be wondering how I came up with the name for Mr. Crocker. There was a movie years ago starring Bill Murray before Ghostbusters. He did a movie called Stripes about him going in the army.
Can't go! All the plants are gonna die!
Very funny comedy. I saw it about 1 million times one summer, the summer of 1981, because I worked at a drive-in movie theater. I sold hot dogs, I sold popcorn. That's where I got all of my amazing cooking skills. There was a character in that movie named Sergeant Crocker. It's only uttered in one line.
Crocker is on the mortar range.
And for some reason that name stuck in my head, so the day I was drawing this crazy teacher, the name Crocker came pouring out. I don't know why. I thought it was a funny name. At the time, I had no idea I was doing an iconic character that would live on for the next 20 years. I was just coming up with a crazy teacher. Moved him over to Fairly Odd Parents, and the rest is history. So sometimes names like Dimsdale or characters like Mr. Crocker can live on, even if they don't live on in the original concept that you think of. That other show, Barnaby's Bug, I just might do that as a show eventually. You never know. That's my story of how Mr. Crocker came to be in the Fairly Odd Parents. What do you guys think of that? Let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget, art gives you power. Use it wisely.